Let us begin with another John Donahue poem. It's called For Celebration. Now is the time to free the heart. Let all intentions and worries stop. Free the joy inside the self. Awaken to the wonder of your life. Open your eyes and see the friends whose hearts recognize your face as kin. Those whose kindness, watchful and near, encourage you to live everything. See the gifts the years have given, things your effort could never earn, the health to enjoy who you want to be, and the mind to minor mystery. O'Donoghue invites us with these words into the wonder of our own lives and into the larger mystery. His Celtic informed words echo our own Unitarian Universalist tradition sources that begin with our direct experience of that transcending mystery and wonder, affirmed in all cultures, which move us to a renewal of the spirit and an openness to the forces that create and uphold life. That direct experience is the heart of what many know as Celtic spirituality. So, what is Celtic spirituality? For some, it's a form of Christianity that began in the 5th and 6th centuries when the Roman Church entered Ireland and Scotland. Patrick and Columba melded the stories of Jesus and the mandates of Rome with some of the local pagan traditions. Ian Bradley, the author of Following the Celtic Way, writes, Patrick, parenthetically, that's Saint Patrick, was a genius at cross-cultural communication. He impressed the men and women of Ayr with the essentials of Christian faith, but at the same time, he affirmed Irish culture. He presented Christ not as a replacement for early faiths, but as a deeper fulfillment of them. For others today, Celtic spirituality represents exploring the best of some of the early pagan practices and traditions of Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. I found a blog called Crazy Whole Life by Reverend Josephine, an Episcopal priest. She writes, the faith of our ancestors hold an appeal. They call out to our deep human need for mystery, for something bigger than ourselves, for the world to not be quite so cut and dried. And those instincts are good and right because the world is bigger than a list of rules. The world we inhabit is mysterious, awe-inspiring, and interconnected in ways we cannot begin to imagine. In another post she wrote, we could probably claim that just about anything with a scrollwork knot on it is Celtic, and many people have made a lot of money doing just that. But our ancestors left us clues to their ancient practices and beliefs. And there's no reason that modern humans interested in the Celtic way of life, especially their emphasis on the goodness of creation and God's revelation in nature, cannot reclaim those clues and build on that foundation. You have probably seen, and maybe you even own, a Celtic knot. These are some of those versions of different Celtic knots, including a cross with the knot. O'Donoghue wrote this about the Celtic knot. It is the endless intertwining ribbons that make up the Celtic knot, suggest a world and a faith which is in a state of perpetual motion, a definite pattern and the constant state of being circumscribed, but within clearly defined bounds. But the overwhelming sense is one of movement and progress, with the lines traveling ever onwards, even if they are constantly doubling back on themselves, ducking under or crossing over each other, and ultimately always coming back where they are started. Sounds a bit like our lives, doesn't it? One of the places I most resonated to as I learned about Celtic spirituality was its emphasis on daily blessings. As John Philip Newell, author of Listening for the Heartbeat of God, a Celtic spirituality, writes, the Christianity that emerged in the Celtic world moves us to be aware of the sacred at the the heart of every moment and to celebrate it. O'Donoghue writes, in the Celtic tradition, there is a great tradition of blessing. Because it was primarily an oral tradition, these blessings were learned by heart and handed on from one generation to the next. There are blessings for every possible occasion. I love this from a website I found from a woman named Mary Megan, who's the founder of an organization that leads Celtic pilgrimage in Ireland each year. She wrote or said, what would it be like to start the day with blessings, not your to-do list? Blessings go between one person and another, perhaps between one soul and another. Now, in many Christian traditions, only the minister and the priest can offer official blessings. But Celts, and indeed Unitarian Universalists, believe everyone has the power to bless. You don't need to be ordained to offer a blessing. You only need to reach into your own inner self to offer a word of blessing to another. Think for a second. What do you say when someone sneezes? Right, bless you. See, you do bless other people, even if you don't think you do. Anyone can offer a blessings. During seminary and my ordination, I was not gifted with magic words or magic hands. You have the hands and the words inside you as well. All of us can bless the world and each other. During my 18 years of ministry, I've been asked to bless many things: homes, cars, wedding rings, tests, exams, a meal, even a park bench. When I go to someone's home for dinner, when I used to, I'm often asked to say grace, the blessing before the meal. And although, as you all know better than anyone, I love praying aloud and asking the Spirit to move through me, in that situation, I often turn it back to the host, asking them to bless the meal they have prepared. Let me ask you, how might your daily lives be different if we took the time to bless the day when we woke up, instead of first looking at our phones or our to-do lists? What if you blessed your meals before you ate them? What if, like our Muslim neighbors or Celtic monks, we prayed 5 times a day, trying to reach out to the divine? If we were to make the space to invoke the mystery on a regular basis, might we find a greater connection to what is bigger than we are? Now, there are many other components of Celtic spirituality that appeal to me, but I don't have time to go into them in today's shortened Zoom homily. So I want to recommend to you that you think about getting O'Donoghue's beautiful book, Anam Cara. In it, he explores nature, the soul, and what he calls soul friends. He defines soul friends as those to whom you can reveal the hidden intricacies of your life, an act of recognition and belonging. With your soul friend, you are joined in an ancient and eternal way. I hope you have soul friends in your life. I know I'm very grateful for mine. But the fact is that even soul friends can't meet all of your longings. In one of the most intriguing passages in Anam Cara, O'Donoghue teaches that each of us are part of everything, but also separate from everything. In a quote that could stand all by itself as a sermon, he writes, "In each person, there is a point of absolute non-connection with everything else and with everyone." This is fascinating and frightening. It means that we cannot seek outside ourselves for the things we need from within. The blessings for which we hunger are not to be found in other places or other people. These gifts can only be given to you by yourself. They are at home in the hearth of your soul. See, my friends, I think it's in that homecoming to our own souls that perhaps we find the heart of our own spiritual paths, no matter how you define it. I'm going to end today with another of O'Donoghue's beautiful blessing. I chose it for all of us in this difficult and anxious time. It's called For Equilibrium. Like the joy of the sea coming home to shore, may the relief of laughter rinse through your soul. As the wind loves to call things to dance, may your gravity be lightened by grace. Like the dignity of moonlight restoring the earth, may your thoughts incline with reverence and respect. As water takes whatever shape it is in, so free may you be about who you become. As silence smiles on the other side of what's said, may your sense of irony bring perspective. As time remains free of all that it frames, may your mind stay clear of all it names. May your prayer of listening deep enough to hear in the depths the laughter of God. So may it be. Amen.